Well, hello everyone, and welcome again. Now, you know me, our videos are direct. We are direct people on this channel, the opposite of gutless. In other words, we're going to spell it out like it is. And those who don't like it, they know what they are, and they know who they are. Those that like it, please stay. So, let's get started. That's Mongol writing. I saw writing similar to this. There was a beautiful, in fact, I'll show it to you. Okay, there it is. So at Villanov Palace, I knew I remembered correctly. So it's basically a not very big. It's a not very big palace built for Sobieski in Poland, and it's got a nice old back garden which needs a bit of TLC. And we went on a beautiful walk, me and Mum, just behind the palace, and we were thinking this is where the king was walking, exactly where the king used to walk. And we found this beautiful temple, and it's basically built on the Mongolian tradition. And I was looking at this writing, and I was thinking to myself, it looks like Chinese writing, but it's really weird. And I think, did they invent this writing? What in God's name is this writing? Look at this strange stuff. They must have invented it. Yes, it's clearly not Chinese. It's called the Chinese temple, but they clearly didn't know what Chinese looked like, so they just invented this. Wrong, because this looks very much like Mongolian writing, and this too, which is a bit Inca as well, looks very much like Mongolian writing. Okay, so we know that and we're saying it's sigils. We're saying it is sigils. That also looks like Mongolian writing. It is vertical, and we know that there is an Irish tradition that they brought this from Asia. One of the McFergus brought this from Asia. Well, there you go. It's in the Lesser Key of Solomon, and it looks very similar to what I showed you on that temple. It has these curls, and it looks like, strings branching off. And this string has crosses on it. And you can start to see what you might have in the Maltese cross is actually knots on a string, possibly ending in a cross. One origin of the cross shape. So the cross might have been something very auspicious in the Eurasian form of Khipu. And there's still surviving Khipu languages which we'll have to look into in Eurasia, especially in Asia. I'm not sure about Europe, but you never know. The more you look, the more you find. And you can see the loops, which you'd associate with strings and knots. So and you loop one way, it shows you that a knot is handed in a certain way. And you loop the other way, it shows you that it's a left rather than right-handed knot. And the same thing's in the Khipu. I suggested when you have them on this side or on that side. And I believe I'm not the first. Other people have suggested that. So I have to make that clear. I cite my sources. People have said the Khipu and the Irish OM writing are very damn similar. So I've suggested, look, Aryans from Asia built this monastery at Machu Picchu. It is a monastery. It looks like Irish buildings, but you could call them Aryan buildings if you want. Again, it is knots on a string, knots on different handedness, and the string has different branches. Look at that, it's all joined up. It is string language written out. This is a string form of this particular god as an amulet. So this was designed, you can see it was clearly designed to be a type of medallion hung around the neck or something like that at one time, for a particular Eurasian god. And these are just Eurasian gods. These are not necessarily meant to be, I am summoning the forces of darkness and blah, blah, so forth. But forget about all that black magic. But you can see that clearly the black magic tradition clearly is the megalithic tradition. The pyramids, which are the knots, the crosses. This ain't Christianity. This is something else. As we've said, this is the megalithic tradition. It's very similar. It looks like alchemy as well. And it's the closest I've seen is the Old Croatian and now the Mongolian alphabets or the Mongolian writing. some Mongolian writing. So again, you see there's actually a loop at the top, and then another, you'll see loops, and then where it goes juts to that side, to that side. Again, similar. It's top down. So you'll start with a loop, then you go down, but this is more sigil-like than the regular Mongolian writing. This looks like sigils. And this is about 200 years old, or 250 or 300 years old, and it looks like it needs a lot of TLC. Now, they say the lesser key of Solomon is for summoning demons. So I'm thinking, well, what the hell is a demon? Good time to ask. From the root, it says house, but it also says two. So it says here the etymology means divider. So it's actually suggesting this thing, there's two halves. So a demon, in other words, is what we've discovered is maybe, well, I don't want to say I've got all the answers. We don't have the answers. I'm guessing, but I'm putting it out there. Anu, because Anu is, the word itself is symmetrical, a vowel, a consonant, a vowel. And we've shown that these are Anus because a Janus is a two-face. In this case, it's closer to Anu because it could be seahorses. Look at those feet. This is unbelievable. So I'd suggest, based on the etymology, it means two, but it also means house. So it's something in your house. It's a ghost. Yeah. And then you have these keys of Solomon's, and you think, what the hell is this? What is this stuff? Well, for starters, that's an amulet, but it's also a mandala with the pyramid in the center of the earth. This is it's closer to Europe in this form. And as you see, it was this star was in the form of a type of, I would call it a mandala more than this is not a sigil, it's a more like a mandala, isn't it? It's a description of the world, a picture of the world. Yeah, wow. So this is from a Hebrew manuscript, Oriental manuscript 14759. All right, let's investigate. What are we looking at? What are we even looking at here? Tell me in the comments. It looks like a zodiac. And then in the middle, a pyramid with a star or something in the middle. And over here, we have this Mongolian writing. How else would you describe this other than Mongolian writing? That's very interesting. What the hell is going on? Is that a pig or a duck? What the hell am I even looking at here? Well, look, it's the symbol of the earth, the pyramid, and then the four is the earth symbol, alchemy. And that looks like Saturn. But yeah, some of these, it almost looks like stick figures, doesn't it? Something like that. It's a type of string language. Oops. There's a type of mandala, symbol of the earth. Now, do you see it's similar to what we've suggested is the old megalithic map of the world divided into four, the alchemy symbol of the world. But here, there's no map. So what are they showing? Are they showing heaven with the stars? That's a possibility. You've got the tetragram God there, and you've got Adonai, which is Aten, and you've got Eloi, and then you've got Agal. Oh. Fascinating stuff. What do you think? Give me your thoughts on this most interesting subject. Yeah. Now, look, there's complications. There's hang on. Yeah, I forgot about that. If sigils are a quipu, which is clearly what they are, and if they are the pyramid religion, which is clearly what they are, both would indicate the sigil makers were once a worldwide people. And the worldwide sort of stopped in the Bronze Age. About 1000 BC, the worldwide was cut off. And they forgot about America, but they had legends of orichalcum from America. So that means this is pretty old. The article in here that talks about the Lesser Key of Solomon says it was written in the 17th century, but based on materials centuries older. And you can see that this is based on the alchemy of things. But what I'm reading into this is, don't be scared of this. This is not what you call black magic. Well, it is, but it also isn't, because I see very innocuous... I don't see summoning demons and devils here. I just see very innocuous stuff. It is simply... these are not secret codes to summon demons, or they might be, but these are actually just... This is just a type of Mongolian writing. And for some reason, the Hebrews are using it. It's not their writing, but they're using it. So they've got the books from somewhere else, maybe from China. And someone has decided in the Middle Ages, or even earlier, that this is going to help them to perform black magic erroneously, because I don't see this as an indication of that. I see this as an indication of mandalas and representations of the world. This is a type of Buddhism. And this is what the megalithic builders would have used, but we've lost the key, the code. And this magic circle, this is just a mandala. This is an Asian mandala. You can see how old this is. Very old tradition. It isn't what they say it is in the Lesser Key of Solomon book. It's something else. It's a megalithic religion and these amulets. So, to summarize the video, sigils are actually a quipu writing, a Eurasian quipu writing. I was always wondering why they joined. And finally today, my brain snapped into gear and said, oh, because it's strings, Charlie. Right.